But I'm just gonna kind of like talk through this and see if this even sounds like remotely okay. All right, so, oh my God, who is fucking rowing this? Let's get warmed up first. That was on 200 pounds. So on my back days, I like to do a little bit of intentful work in the beginning. So right now I'm really just focusing on getting my scapula moving, stretching at the top. I'm not bringing as much tension onto my lats as more as my scapula. Though this grip that I'm using isn't the best for that. I should probably switch it. Probably gonna do that. All right, yeah, so this is already, I can feel much better stretch in my upper back. So normally I like to start my back days with a bit of activation movements. So really light, really just want to focus on the target area that I'm trying to engage and trying to train. Just getting blood flow there, establishing that connection early on, so as I go heavier, I have a better feel and understanding of what I'm supposed to be feeling during the movement. Because sometimes it's very easy to get sidetracked when you're lifting heavy because it's fucking heavy and you just want to move that goddamn weight. But if you take the time to warm up before you start going heavy, you establish a little bit of that connection early on. Like right now I'm feeling a pump in my upper back, mid back, trap area, right around my rhomboids. And it feels pretty good. And going heavier, I'm going to feel even more of a pump if I, start jumping into my sets. All right, so I hope this is in frame and I hope you can fucking hear me here. But now I'm a bit warmed up. I'm gonna do one more warm-up set just to, dude, it's so loud in here. I really hope this shit works. The only reason I got these mics is literally because recording in the gym, like audio, is just so fucking difficult. One more warm-up set, then I'm gonna start working up into heavier weight. And I want to talk about a couple accessories that have made that shit a lot easier. Now the music's not as loud. What the fuck? All right. 140 should be, actually, I don't know, that might be a big jump. I'm gonna start with 100, see how that feels. Oh yeah. So I can definitely go a bit heavier here. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I started picking up pacing a little bit there because I was getting a good contraction and feeling it pretty well. So starting to get more explosive. I'm done warming up. I really hope I'm nailing these camera angles right now because I can't. Recording by yourself, there's a luxury to it, is you can get the shots exactly as you want, but like at the same time, you don't always know what's going on. Or I just want to get a good fucking workout. I don't care that much. Yeah, pretty much just gonna drive it home, push with some intensity, be explosive, really work on that mid upper back. Getting a stretch at the bottom here, I guess you'll just see it all the way through. Yeah, see, when I tried to move this earlier, it felt like dog shit. Oh. Stretch. You don't have to bend forward as much, but I would probably advise against it. But, this is hurting. I really hope this footage comes out well, because otherwise this is all just going to be test footage for next time, because I'm trying a couple different audio settings. It's just very curious with the background sound, but I assume these should pick up my voice over that pretty well. Definitely take note of my elbow height on this, and then watch in the next set how it changes when I start to involve more of my lats. So for right now, this is all still upper back, rear delt engagement. Three. I'm trying not to lean forward as much, just allowing my scapula to move. Fuck. Oh, I gotta call it. I fatigued really quickly there. Fucking hurts. So for this, I'm gonna be gauging more of my lats here. So take notice on where elbow position is and how I'm holding the bar itself. Ideally, I'd like to have more of a neutral grip, but this is like a semi-neutral, which should work out. It's like semi-pronated, semi-neutral. But more so, I'd want completely straight, but this is just the bar I have available to me, so I'm gonna make it work. What's more important is elbow positioning during this movement, so I'll show you that. Oh, fuck. To be honest, I should probably do a couple warm-up sets to switch over into more lat activation. I definitely should have warmed up a little bit more there, but important markers to make there is that I'm driving my elbows lower and tighter to my body. Just that small little change is really going to help you long term in determining what part of your back you're engaging. And it also helps kind of teach you on how to learn on engaging target muscle groups by training in a way that's advantageous to your biomechanics. Sorry, mouthful, trying to sound smart. And winded. But yeah, so you'll have a better time understanding how the body performs, how to get certain muscles to contract if you're training with the body's mechanics in mind. So it's easier to, feel your lats if you're training in a way that allows you to feel your lats. I could go a little wider. Contrary to what this movement is actually named, it's not that great for your lats, though. you do get lat activation. Like pretty much if you just pick up anything in a rowing motion, you're gonna get your back activated. But again, it all comes down to specifically biasing certain parts of the body to get a better contraction in the target muscle group, because that's how we're gonna get a larger bicep or a larger tricep or a larger chest or a larger hammy is training. It's so loud here. Well, as I was saying, the only way you're gonna get a larger muscle group is by training with that muscle group being the focus of the movement, being the primary mover. And it takes a lot of practice to fight the urge to allow like unnecessary assistance. Like say you're doing rows and then you start using momentum, or like you go from a high elbow path to like a slightly lower to like take the tension off your upper back a little bit. Like we're meant to adapt and become more efficient at what we're doing. So our body will naturally, instinctively try to adjust how we're training to benefit us completing the task. But in bodybuilding, we want to take a little bit of a different approach and try to ignore that primary sense of making a movement more manageable with the goal of really fatiguing that one target muscle group. Now, it's never going to be perfect. Like I said, you're always going to train other muscles when you're doing workouts. It's impossible to completely isolate a muscle. But what I am saying is we can put a little more heightened focus on it and just calibrate it even more tuned to that target muscle. So you over a long time of doing this, you get better growth in the areas you want it. I guess I'll do one more set here, and then we're gonna go into some rows, which I definitely recommend everyone should be doing rows. It is like probably the hands down best movement for teres growth, upper back growth, mid back growth. You can also do variations of rows, like I said before, by tucking your elbow and getting more lat focus. So like honestly, and like one of the brilliant things about dumbbell rows, and I guess I'll talk about more of this when we get into it, but it's the fact that you can literally do them at home. And you don't need cables and equipment to do them. Cables, I'm always gonna say, are like very, very good. But dude, dumbbell rows are like the second best back exercise you could be doing. Gotta go wider. It's like, I gotta go a certain width or I can't actually get my arms back far enough. So ideally what I'm doing is I'm kind of leaning back a little bit in this pull, not to like get momentum, but so I can bias more of my mid and upper back, because if I'm just pulling right here, it's like not really that great of a movement. But if I lean back a bit more, it's more natural to pull in this direction. So just a tiny little difference it makes. You can do it, you can just sit back and hold it. I just find it easier to lean back as I pull so I'm not straining my my lower back too much. And I'm trying, a little momentum isn't bad. You can segment it if you want, lean back, pull, but just fucking do the movement. As I was talking about, dumbbell rows are incredibly versatile and you can pretty much do them anywhere. Like if you have a couch and some dumbbells, you can do dumbbell rows. I might go a little heavier here. So normally by this part of my workout, my grip strength is starting to just get a little tired. Like I'm just feeling a lot of tightness in here and it's just a little more fatigued from doing a lot of these row movements. And no, that doesn't mean your grip strength is weak or that you need to work on your grip strength or you don't want to use straps because you don't want to weaken your grip strength. I'm just going to tell you right now, we're not training back to grow our fucking forearms. Now, if you want to grow your forearms, there's exercises you can do. I would highly recommend you treat them just like your tricep or your bicep on your push days and pull days where you train the tiny muscle at the end of your workout. Unless like your pure goal is going to be growing your forearms, and yeah, you train them first thing as soon as you get into the gym. The only downside with that is now your whole entire back workout and back training and your back muscles are going to suffer from your grip fatiguing. So what I'm saying is that it's very common for grip strength to like dwindle. Not that it's going to ruin your workout, but you're not going to be working with as heavy of a load as you could be if you were just bracing properly. Thankfully, Rise is going to be launching their Black Optic lifting accessory equipment. Comes with straps, these wrist straps as well as the regular nylon cloth straps, wrist wraps, and knee sleeves. Today I'm training back, so these, if you've never used wrist straps like these before, I swear to you, you will never use another pair of wrist wraps. Like aside from like, you know, maybe like deadlifting and shit, I probably wouldn't use these because you can get an advantage from the cloth straps on deadlifts, but I'm not gonna go into powerlifting right now. But for these pure hypertrophy, I would definitely be using a pair of straps like this. It's literally gonna eliminate the grip weakness problem later on in your workout, and you're gonna be able to push harder, move more weight. It's not that you're necessarily weak, it's because your grip is probably failing later in your workout. And you can get you can get several more reps and a lot more weight being performed that you normally wouldn't be able to because of shitty grip. So I would definitely check these out. Launching the 13th. Don't quote me on that exactly, I'm terrible with dates, but I'm pretty sure that's where it is. Anyways, I'm gonna demonstrate the differences between the high elbow row and the low elbow row, upper back focused or lat focused. Yeah, that's just amazing. It feels like just the weight's connected to my body. It's one less thing to worry about. So pretty much that arm path is almost directly in line. It's slightly below my shoulder, but I'm really driving through my elbow out and back. Opposed to what I'm going to show you here on the same side of what a low row lat based or lat focused row would look like. Sorry, I'm like fatigued here. Gotta get some bigger dumbbells. So I feel like a pussy using straps for 50s. So this, you want to try to force that weight actually to be like low, like ideally by your waistline or belly button. So you're gonna have to kind of swing it down low and row low and elbow tight to the body. I can already feel a stretch in my lats just from doing this. They each have their own advantages, but you can now determine and pick how you want to train your back.
Inside of me, you better watch out if you ignite me. A road ahead of full prophecy to be the greatest beast the world has ever seen. I feed him every day like the bones clean. I feed him all the hate and he grows me, and he gets claws real big, pissed off quick. And if you cross him, you might drop dead. Metaphorically, of course, settling the score, never getting bored, loves the blood and gore, always wanting more, freedom from the source. They don't really understand until they feel the force of heart. If you start